Chilling at the head of the table where the bosses sit, stunning everything in sight, whether it's in the bloodline or corporate. Walk me out, they laid a big smile, no handcuff our officers. Hold on, wait. They lost the script, we got some shooters.
Yes, sir. Off the hip nation, we here. Unwelcome your thoughts. Hold on, wait.
They lost the script, we got some shooters. Chilling at the head of the table where the bosses sit, stunning everything in sight, whether it's in the bloodline or corporate. Walk me out the arena, big smile, handcuffed by officers. Hold on, wait, I think they lost the script. We got some shooters.
What's the word, my brother Razor? How you feeling, man?
It's getting a little chilly out here in California.
Ooh wee, that sounds crazy.
Football weather has approached us finally.
Ooh wee. Welcome to another lovely episode of Unwelcome Your Thoughts Off the Hip. WWE Raw from Saudi. Man, it had a nice touch to it. Not gonna lie, I really enjoyed the last time they did SmackDown from Saudi. Tonight, Raw was looking magnificent from Riyadh. That venue they were at, money. Like that type of setup, I'm not gonna lie. Like if we were in the future, I can imagine that's how a Monday Night Raw would look going forward in like 2024, 2034.
I think that was the same venue as the PLE, if I'm not mistaken.
It was. And I just want to say, to me, it's a like the thing about I don't mind a tape show. What I do mind is the crowd. Like if you had a double taping, the crowd might feel like a little sleepy, a little confused with the pacing. They might not know. I feel like this pacing of Monday Night Raw felt regular to me. You know what I'm saying? Nothing felt kind of out of place, wacky, rushed. Um, I did enjoy that they got to the some of the things. I know I'm jumping ahead, but I just want to talk about the main part real quick of what captured me for the night. Sami Zayn going to the ring and explaining his actions.
Look at
And
these folks when you address them like that.
man, I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm kind of, it's wild that we kind of gotta have Sami Zayn to kind of get to the real. I guess you know how last week there was a feeling of like the bloodline thing felt rushed, the reunion, but kind of like what we seen tonight unfold. Sami Zayn is kind of like he's really a glue guy to some of this. Like you said the other day, it started with Roman, Jimmy, and Jay, but the original bloodline grew to be so much more after that. With Solo and Sammy coming before Solo. So it's a very unique dynamic.
Sammy added a different layer to the story that we didn't think the story needed to begin with, which is crazy.
Yeah. And I think like when we talk about chapters, I'm not by any means trying to disrespect the first chapter, but a lot of what we were seeing in the early beginning was during the Thunderdome era, right? Like the pandemic, Roman got to really get into his bag, and
Was it? That's when the bloodline started, but Sammy's introduction, I think crowds might have
came
been
by the
back by
crowd.
then.
Yeah, the crowds are back. So that's what I'm saying. Like it was a different vibe when it was just Roman and the Usos, and when Sammy came back and there's like a live crowd, right? Like
Hmm.
it was kind of feeling like that version of the bloodline with Sammy was becoming lovable as
And
where
it wasn't not long after. What was it? No, let's see.
I know Roman
There,
and
there was there
Jay.
was a crowd when the Wild Samoans anointed Roman, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so
Roman and Jay, I believe they happen to have a Hell in a Cell in the Thunderdome, right?
Brock was already long gone, right?
Thunderdome era, yeah.
No, I'm talking when Sammy was coming in. Uh,
No,
Brock was still there.
I believe so.
Hmm. I'm trying to make sure my timeline's in order.
But the
But
thing
either
is,
way, Sammy's been there at least half of the story.
yeah, the thing is, Brock, when he started to put over Roman, like actually losing the title, that was during the back end of it. Like Solo was just getting introduced. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it feels like especially with Brock, it feels because Brock's appearances were sporadic too at that time.
I'm talking about that SummerSlam match where Brock got the damn forklift and flipped the ring over.
Right. Let me see. I'm trying to see if I could get a quick image to pop up to give me any indication.
Like I said, Sammy been there a while, so the way they're reintroducing him this Friday at least, if not next Friday, we'll know for certain the actual teams for Survivor Series. Let's just be honest. The question is, do they go the 5v3 route? Do they switch up and make it a 4v4? If you were to add the traditional 5 men, who else could it be?
Mm. I think I've heard. Well, I read things that they said they might go 4-4 this year, 4v4.
That's what I've been reading as well. And again, it's probably that's probably for the better because I mean, let's be honest, Cody has no business in this right now. Rock, I guess, but then again, do you add another family member right now? Do you
Nah,
save that for maybe the Rumble?
the way that this is feeling organic with Sammy, like it don't feel forced. Like Sammy really, what he did as Saudi coming out, giving us that false belief that he was with Solo and showing nah Jay, like I really did this for you, and Jay telling him tonight, like, no, come to SmackDown. I'm asking you to come to SmackDown so us four can speak as family. Which just a few weeks ago, Jay was in his face basically telling him, you don't understand why we doing what we doing because you're not family. And even before that, like let's kick it back to like with Jimmy and Sammy in the ring. I finally glad that Sammy touched on the fact of what I've been saying for weeks. Jimmy and Sammy were the ones that were cool before.
With the handshake.
Yup. So, but I like how Jimmy's facial expressions, like he didn't even have to say nothing. His facial expressions alone were telling me like,
It was beautiful.
yeah, like damn, like I really do be bugging. Like I'll be so conflicted. I don't even be no like because on one hand he's fucking with Sammy, but because Jay not really fucking with him because Roman got an agenda at that time with Kevin Owens, they had to violate Sammy. It was like things just caused for that to happen. So he's blinded by the fact that he got to do things for his tribal chief, but in all actuality though, he really don't got no smoke with Sammy. Like there's really no like everything happened for a reason. Sammy and Kevin took them belts from y'all because you kicked him out. Y'all kicked him out. Y'all put like he said, I've been put on trial already by the family. I thought it was beautifully done tonight. Like you know what I mean? How do you feel about it, man?
And then there's the other side of the family.
Mm.
Solo never put hands on Sammy at all, if memory serves. When Sammy was in trouble backstage, Jimmy or Jay never backed him up. It was always Solo. Solo's going to remind him of that. I kept you safe. I kept you warm at night. You need me to keep everybody else away from you. You can go after whatever title beneath me you want, but we will keep you safe.
What's
Yeah.
interesting to me is like you said, he could run that angle, and if Sammy chooses to decline this, I'm also paying attention to Kevin Owens.
Can you imagine Roman? I guess either just gloating at the crowd or just standing somewhere. Sammy just kicks his head off again, just like how he got Kevin Owens a couple years ago.
Bro, because I'm saying this, look, this is my opinion. If Kevin Owens was pissed off at Cody Rhodes for working with Roman, Sammy's his man's like before Cody, I would assume. Like break kayfabe and in story, right? Like so the fact that Sammy's working with Roman should piss off Kevin Owens if that comes to fruition.
I'm saying Sammy kicks Roman's head off and joins Solo for good. Goes heel,
I
shocks the
could see
world.
that too. I could see that too, but now again, who we gonna put to even? Or it don't even have to be like a situation with Sammy in the match. Like you said, it could just be done for wreck, just to cause havoc
Hmm.
for recreational purposes.
Like I've been saying, we got to get Crash Out Jay out somehow to get him ready for Jake afterwards. What better way than Sammy to piss him off again to where he just tells him, now I gotta get you.
Cause I hate to say it, I do see some bullshit where, let's say, remember last year's War Games? It was Bloodline, not Bloodline, Judgment Day, and Drew McIntyre.
Against Team Cody.
So Judgment Day got a helping hand for the night. I could see the other bloodline getting a helping hand. Maybe like you said, from a Sami Zayn or uh
I'm
Kevin
saying this
Owens.
happens. I'm saying this happens mid match. If it's a 4v4,
Yeah, if it's a 4v4, I would almost have to imagine they're
if it's
like
a 4v4, I'm calling it.
it gotta be that way, bro. Nah, for real, there gotta be something to spice things up in this equation. Just like at the end of the conclusion. Remember what I said? I was waiting for the conclusion. Did I not say that about the predictions for Crown Jewel? I said I'm waiting for the conclusions. And look what happened at the end of that bloodline match. I got what I wanted. I
There
got a
were some.
fucking
There were some moments in that show.
man. Oh yeah, we could talk like we could go back and forth. So we didn't do an official review. We was caught up. Snake Eyes had a boxing event chat, so we've been out and about. That's why we didn't really get to do that. But yeah, just to touch on the bloodline match because we talking about it. Solo went over, and dare I say clean, and I say clean because before Jimmy broke up the first pinfall, an argument can be made. The ref should have like let's say if it was gonna be botched, he maybe should have just called it because the outcome turned out to be the same. But now it didn't take away. It wasn't like I feel like I didn't see the fans going crazy about the spot. Like, oh,
Just
what
the
was
internet,
that? Yeah, did they?
a little bit.
Okay, okay. So I missed that part. Yeah, I was like I said, I was out that day, so I didn't really catch that part. But yeah, I had a feeling there would be a little riff about it, and the match should have probably ended right there if the plan was to have Solo deliver another spike or two to Roman and secure the victory. Because after the first one, he had him good night Irene. Jimmy had to come in for the save.
But before Solo finished the job with not one but two Samoan spikes, that demonic werewolf Jacob Fatu just cleaning house, took out both Usos,
Man.
one after the other.
Also, it was like Jay was doing a bunch of things to put that match in jeopardy a little bit because it kind of became a 2-on-3, almost a 2-on-1 with Jacob just cleaning house. But like they Jay's avoiding tagging in Roman Reigns.
Because he wants to prove he's equal. Like I said on Friday, yeah, they are okay, but again, Jay still he don't trust him still. He wants Roman to physically say, "I'm sorry, you are my equal." All the yee shit that he was doing with him on Friday, he ain't buying that. He's supposed to bullshit a mile away. For
Man,
lack of a better term, Roman must acknowledge main event Jey Uso.
it's crazy though because I feel like that was just a display of like Roman could go to the bank and be like, "Yo, listen, you chose to be equal and it kind of costed us a lot." Now I'm not saying you can't be equal, but like I'm still the what how does he reference it? The play caller, like he calls the plays.
Well,
And
he's gonna board it like he's the man in charge. And then, much like Solo told him a few weeks ago, you haven't changed.
no, and I like that for Roman because he shouldn't and there's certain it's hard, but like for me personally, a singular leader shouldn't have to give up his rights and tell the rest, especially if we're not a tag team. Like we supposed to like shine on a whole nother level together. Like, but I'm the I'm the the top of the food chain, the main championship you can acquire in this business. Now I mean I got that, and if we family, he didn't really help them keep their tag titles, but having a solo around, bringing a solo up, help enforce that a little bit longer for them. You know what I'm saying?
And
Just the family itself.
in hindsight, from a military standpoint, it's one of those. Imagine as Roman, quote unquote, leading the army, not telling his second in command every once in a while, "Hey, I appreciate you holding it down while I'm away."
That's what you definitely have to do.
And
Yes, I agree with
in
that.
Jay's mind, that's all he's looking for, just that one.
Yeah, that head nod for sure. You know what I'm
But the "I'm
saying?
proud of you," I guess, was cool, whatever. But again, he can tell us Roman is saying it because he has to, not because he wants to.
Yeah, bro, cause I
And
feel it.
I think what's gonna take for that to happen is Sammy knocking Roman's block off and just putting his entire country in absolute silence at the end of the month. Because
And
remember, it's gonna be in Canada. If Sammy does that in on his home turf, everyone's gonna just be just silent and in shock.
all three of them are legendary for different reasons, in my opinion. Like, so Roman, he been since the moment he came in. I'm not talking about NXT, talk about main roster specifically. From the moment he came in, he was not to be played around with. He was the guy in the Shield that was the powerhouse. Yes, Seth was the architect and Ambrose was the lunatic, also the mouthpiece of the group. But you knew, what, like before it was even room, we knew that okay, this is the guy they're gonna want to.
They said, yeah, we picked that one.
Yeah, and he was put in a lot of spots, like him, Seth, and Moxley, Ambrose, formerly known in WWE. They were all put in very big spots. The very first spot is CM Punk put him through a table. They got trusted with a huge, and I'm not taking away from the Uso, but their journey was way different. Like I feel like they really got respected when they started taking down the New Day, and it was like the New Day got three members. So the fact that the Usos could wipe y'all clean, pack y'all up with whatever rendition of y'all three was just wonderful to watch. And it was cleaning up other tag teams. Their mic work was phenomenal. But when they all came
The
together,
New Day and the
different.
Usos, what made them different was, in my opinion, was even when in the quote unquote recent dark ages, those two, aside from Cena, were the only things keeping them afloat from a merchandise standpoint. Let's be honest; those were the only breadwinners, which is why they were as popular as they were. Which is again, both of them longest, most tag teams in WWE. I think longest reigns apiece, definitely. But with the Usos, yes, they had the longest title reign. They also had the family lineage, much like Roman. So in their eyes, what they've done in their career is equal to Roman's single reign that we idolize and respect.
And that's what I'm saying. To some, it may be that way, but it's for me, it's also like a majority of who's main eventing at that time specifically was always gonna be singles. Like you never really seen a tag
Mm-hmm.
team match main event. Nothing really like at that time.
It's
Maybe
also
now
true.
you might see that now, but then it was really like main event players. Like these were the draws. Like you know what I'm saying. So like but like you said, they were holding down the merchandise as well. So they were definitely draws in itself. But in terms of Roman 5 WrestleMania straight or something like that or whatever,
Something like that. I don't know if he tied or passed Hogan.
like the- like that's hella trust. And then I'm not gonna lie, with Roman, until they mentioned it, I didn't even notice it. I wasn't a person that, oh, this guy's in the main event again. I wasn't one of those. Each transition to him getting to WrestleMania felt swift to me.
Mm-hmm.
Minus the year that The Rock helped him and people were pissed. I felt like
That
that was
was Rumble 2015, I think, in
yeah,
Philly.
I felt like that was Vince trucking through shit. And that might not even be included into that streak that we talking about. Cause like you said, that was 15, and then there's a gap in
But
between,
also
maybe.
at that time, Ray had just came back. They thought that Ray being number 30 would make up for Brian not winning the Rumble, and that's who they really wanted to win.
Yep. And that shit got Ray fired, right? Well, it didn't get him fired, but they booed Ray Mysterio. Like they booed our fucking
Yeah, that was
future
his
Hall of
return.
Fame. Yeah, bro. Like, come on. Then surely he's getting packed up.
And then old Rocky gets booed for the first time since he was Rocky Maivia.
Yeah, bro. Like that. So I give it to both, or I should say all three of them, but both Roman and the Usos as a unit. I just feel like in story for Jay to singularity say, while his other brother's not even asking for the same thing, right? Like let's just say, okay, I respect what you're saying as a Uso, but what you saying is off your hard work as a single competitor. I feel like you trying to sell me on what you was able to go do on your own, and like Roman said, I'm proud of you. That should have been it. This calling the audibles in the middle of the match to see if he act funny, that's kind of entrapment. Like
Also,
he's trying to bait him into doing something dumb.
has Roman ever beat Jay clean?
I mean, he was about remember he was about to put him out, and Jimmy had to throw in a towel.
Right,
But
and then
but
I think,
again, that match
and
was
then Jimmy
funny.
screwed him in the rematch.
Yeah, but again,
So
that match
again,
was funny because it was a Hell in a Cell, so there was like all kind of shenanigans. I think Paul Heyman was helping out.
so I'm sure that sits in Jay's head too. Like again, he probably tells him, "Hey, I'm your equal because you never really beat me."
I'm gonna be honest though, like and that's the part that is tough when it's and this what makes it a fun story to watch, that they all have a part in each other's recent success.
Yep, success and failures.
Yup. They can't Roman can't really say, oh, I defended all these championships without them. What he can say is he came back, stacked them, laid them, and pinned them, whatever that first shit was, wreck everyone and leave, where he pinned the
Hmm.
Fiend and Braun Strowman, that was him. All alone him. Now, if you telling me that's the tribal chief we was getting for 4 years, and then we got the family members, then he could have probably said, I was doing this for 4 years before y'all came in the picture.
It was maybe a year and change.
Of him just wrecking every, and then even so, arguably he was having the help of
Maybe less than
Heyman.
that.
Yeah, because I think I'm not. I don't want to be. I don't want to misinform y'all. I don't know who was his first title defense. I remember Kevin Owens being one of them early on, and Paul Heyman helping Roman escape. I think it was either handcuffs
Was it? It
when
wasn't the Fiend. But that's what we got it off. I think
yeah, he got it off them in a triple threat match. That's when Roman had first came back. You got word on it?
Looking it up right now. Let's see.
Yeah, because I feel like Roman could make that argument, but then with like again with the recent success that he's had, because especially adding Solo to be his enforcer, Solo definitely played a part in both of their success, the Usos and Roman.
So, what was your question? Who was the second person he beat?
Yeah,
It was Jay.
right after he won.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Because
Right
that's
after
when,
he
like I
beat
said,
the
because again, Jamie throwing the towel.
that's when Jimmy started becoming his right hand man. So look, he might not
Mm-hmm.
even have been by himself for that long. That's what I'm saying. To me, Roman in the beginning, Vince should have booked him like kind of dominant, right? Where like he's just running through dudes, and then later on, you can have the shenanigans come to play.
I'm trying to see when they were officially called the Bloodline.
Right, because that's another thing that's interesting. They haven't officially been called the Bloodline, and
And also, as stipulation for the I Quit match, Jay was ordered to follow Roman's commands and address him as the tribal chief. So he never joined the Bloodline; he was forced in it.
mm,
History.
but something transpired between them two that I feel like you said, he forced him, and Jay
It was
must have
never he
dubbed
was
it.
never welcomed into the family like everyone else has been. But like I said, for lack of a better term, Roman's got to acknowledge Jay
Which that's cool. He can do that, but why is Jay sabotaging the match?
because he wants to prove to Roman that he can hang just like he can hang.
And I think that might have just costed them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, maybe not
It's
completely.
possible.
Maybe you get the same results, but it's like maybe you get Roman in there a little sooner. Keep keep the Usos a little more fresh.
Pride's a bitch, isn't it?
Man. So it's like we got a lot of fun stuff tonight on Raw with Sammy. Again, we was explaining the match that happened at Crown Jewel because we got Sammy's explanation towards the end of the match at Crown Jewel why he chose to help Jay. And yeah, I can't wait to see what they do over on SmackDown with that. I like how this storyline specifically is trickled over on both brands.
I know I
And
said this before, but this segment alone is going to be can't miss TV
yeah,
because
it's
not
going
only will it be them four in the ring, we may get all nine of them in the ring, and then we'll see we'll see who's where Sammy's heart really lies.
I even think we might get some Kevin Owens music for real. Or something with Kevin Owens. I really
Kevin,
feel like that's
Cody,
yeah.
but Kevin's gonna have a pissed off wounded Viper after him, so that's never a good thing. That fight was I was not expecting that.
That's one of the ones I gotta watch back. I just seen like a clip of them laid
Oh,
out.
it wasn't long.
Mm.
It was never a match. It was just a straight up fight. Kevin did a senton through some tables and laid Randy out. And then in a post match or post match a little after in the show, I guess Kevin's all like, "I don't trust doctors. I don't trust nobody. I made it out just fine. I'm a little sore, but look, Randy had to be carried out of here. Not a care in the world."
Yeah, that's another one of those ones. Like I said, I need to go back and watch that one. We was out during that.
That was definitely the peak of entertainment. Randy even RKO'd what's his name? Adam Pierce.
That's crazy. How Adam Pearce get involved in the date match though?
No, so again, it was a fight. It was a pull apart. So the ref made it a no contest. Everybody except the damn locker room almost came in and broke it up. I think Davari might have tried to play a peacemaker. God bless his heart.
Yeah.
Then the security started breaking it up. Adam Pierce was mouth off to Randy, I think. Randy snuck him with the RKO right back to KO. All is just stood there.
That's tough.
And then someone brought up an old clip of the last time Randy was fine when he handed Randy or Randy handed Aldis a check for his fine, and he gave him an extra 50 grand on the check. Now we know why he paid me the extra 50 grand. I'm gonna buy one free pass down the road.
I wonder if they gonna still be in the program with each other after that, or they gonna move on.
You could probably go without Randy for a couple weeks and then let him crash out and get his leg back. I'd be surprised if you haven't come back this soon. Haven't gone at least a week. They seem like make think like Kevin Owens fucked him up or something like that. I don't know. But Cody's likely going to be next, unless he sees Sammy in the hallway. Then Sammy's going to either run to Roman's locker room or run straight to Solo.
Yeah, there's a lot going on with the bloodline storyline. Bringing it back to the beginning of Raw, though, I don't want to dismiss how the lady started off the evening. You got Liv Morgan coming out. You know, she's priding herself on winning at Crown Jewel. She's also priding herself on beating down Rhea Ripley, costing
Did
her
you
some weeks.
did you see what she called herself?
Uh-uh.
The greatest women's champion of all time.
Oh yeah. And then that sparks the theme music. Like, you know, surely some more things were said, but right after she says that, we hear Jade Cargill's music. I'm not going live. She would have came out. I forgot that they announced it was going to be a battle royal for the women's. Like, I forgot that was announced, but like,
I was hoping it would have been just Jade.
yes.
Nothing against Bianca, but Bianca lived kind of cookie tonight.
Yeah, she was going. She kind of said what I guess everybody maybe feels to her, and she kind of said it. Like, you think you're the strongest, fastest. Well, you think you're the best. Your partner feels the same way about herself. So you see, Liv, she's been throwing these, and I like how Liv is able, the way she speaks, she's able to like throw these jabs and make these teams question their relationship and trust towards each other. See, we've seen her do it with Nia Jax and Tiffany. We see her doing it again tonight, and she just does it right. But Jada Bianca was looking like money. We knew that Jade, like we seen her outfits in AEW. We knew that she could take it a step up. I like a point that Snake Eyes made, like with Bianca being able to make the outfits, they little like What they can come up with would be crazy. I'm surprised they haven't went to this a little sooner. For the most part, they tried to rock the same colors and stuff like that, but doing something like this, I think was dope. Especially it looked fire on them, so it was cool.
And if this is a Makazi creation, hats off to you.
Yeah, if he had hands on that too, fire. The overall, like, I didn't enjoy how, like, for it being a women's heavyweight championship match, it felt like a battle royal for the tag team, the women's tag team belt. A bunch of tag teams in there. Now I
It was
understand.
one of those. If you fast forward past the first half of the match and just watch like the last like 5 minutes, it's not bad.
No, and I'm gonna be honest, it wasn't really a bad battle royal. It
You
just
just
felt
could have
like,
did without most of the women in there because you knew what was going to happen.
yeah, like, I'm gonna be honest, Lyra Valkyria, I didn't even see her most of the time until the end. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Like her and
I
Io,
forgot all
bro.
about her to be honest. So they mentioned her as the final four. They said her
What
name.
you,
I was like, oh yeah, she is on Raw. Where the hell you been?
now that's part of that trios bullshit they've been doing where they got um Pure Fusion Collective, the trio of them. I'm pretty sure if Damage Control had a third healthy member, they would have had Dakota Kai in there. Or, like, you know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
it felt very like that's why she got lost in the shuffle to me. And she was wearing, like, they tried to separate her, I guess, from the other two girls she's been running with, Kaden Carter and Katana. They were wearing different stuff, so that is again easy to miss. But she showed out with EO at the end.
But regardless of who the finish, before we get to that, we
Yeah,
can always
before
spot Natty.
nah, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know, it's sad, bro, because I always look at her and feel like she deserved more. Like maybe she got what was just deserved for her. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she got just what exactly what she deserved. But I always feel like if you telling me, and maybe I could be far off, but I think she put effort in the ring to be great. So if you telling me her gimmick doesn't work in this era, it's like saying Bret Hart wouldn't even be champion in this era.
Yeah.
That's how I feel though, because like people can't tell me she's bad in the ring, bro. Like she's like a hybrid. She's like a technician. She could her sharpshooter could look a little better at times, but I'm be honest, it was only two people to me that really did the sharpshooter very well, and that was Bret Hart and Sting. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
you're not gonna give Shawn Michaels no love.
Nah. Like it was only Natalia, some and that's again that's not her natural move to me, in my opinion. Her natural move that I used to see her do was the discus clothesline,
Hmm.
and that's maybe something along the lines of what her father would have did.
But again, if you're a Hart or related to the family, you have to have it in your repertoire. David Hart
Yep.
Smith does it.
Yeah, that's like a signature family move, and it feels almost wrong when somebody else out the family does it when I see it. Or if like you paying homage to it, that's okay. But you can't be your regular routine thing now. Like, come on, we gotta sign off on this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on. And but for her, yeah, that's how I feel about her. It's like saying Bret Hart wouldn't work in this era. And the sad truth, like, would he with the way this game is right now?
In today's game, not in the United States. Everywhere else, yes. Here, no.
I feel like
That's my honest opinion.
I mean, we kind of seen it in WWF happen. Once you got the Stone Cold, the edgier characters, people lean towards edgier. I really thought Bret Hart was cool when he came out with the black leather jacket, and he was kind of edgy when he was pro Canadian all the way. Like when he was on, like, remember when he was beefing with Shawn and hated Americans? Like I think that was kind of a heel Bret Hart right there, and I like that for him. But the overly good babyface Hart, which he was for the most of his
Well,
career,
let's see. With your honest opinion, how similar would you say that his style resembles Nick Nemeth's?
Bret Hart's not
Yeah.
much.
You don't think there's no comparison or no similarities?
Nah,
I would have said he's the closest one.
nah. And honestly, because Dolph always resembles Shawn to me with the super kick shit.
Yeah, but he's
And he even
as
tuned up the band. He even went to the corner. And even like,
but he's as technically sound as Brett.
no, yeah, he definitely is like Kent State. You know what I'm saying? Actual collegiate amateur wrestler. Like he fits the bill for that for sure. But in ring, like I would look at him and think like, man, this guy's trying to be Shawn. Even down to some of the ring gear. And that's no knock on Nick, because I like Nick. I'm just saying what I see out there. Like, you know what I'm saying? But
Okay,
Bret Hart,
then
I would think like to me, a Bret Hart, like maybe like damn, who could be like you see a Bret Hart,
I could think of one that can be close.
who?
He's in NXT right now, and
I thought you were
the
gonna say TNA.
no,
Okay.
he's in NXT currently, and if he can stick to one style of beard and focus more on his craft, he could probably match that. And that'd be Alexis King. I know you haven't seen a whole lot of him, but if he polishes his craft, he could probably get to a Brett level of work.
And I'm be honest, you know who shows me glimpses of Bret Hart, but that's because I know he's paying homage to him is CM Punk. Like I feel like there's times where CM Punk will wear the colors, he'll do the moves, the spots even.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he does a great job at showing love to Bret Hart and emulating his spots. I
But
might have to watch Nick though. You making me want to go back and watch some of the stuff and see if I see
ju-
anything there.
just the ring IQ. But even again, like look up Brian Pillman Jr. on some old MLW stuff on YouTube. Like there's some stuff there too that can be done that Brett used to do.
Yeah, like and I'm sorry because there's not many that I feel like give me a Bret Hart vibe these days. Like you could name people these days and I could probably give you either okay, he's like unique, I've never seen this, or he gives me this kind of person vibes, or a mix of somebody
Can we
vibes.
agree that they don't have to wear hot pink?
Yeah, they don't have to wear hot.
Okay, okay. Just want to make
No,
sure we're clear on that.
no, that's why when I referenced CM Punk, it came down to the three things. Also the spots, because that's what make me reminiscent on certain people too. The spots that they choose to do, like
Or the
you always
wherewithal to
see
know
with
when
CM
to do
Punk.
said spot.
Yeah, like even when CM Punk goes up to the turnbuckle and he goes up for his elbow, it's very Macho Man esque.
Mm-hmm.
Some people may not like that, but to me, I
Same
feel like
Bailey's.
yeah, I feel like I'm watching our modern day Macho Man go up to the top rope and do that. Or even Shawn had his own way of delivering the elbow. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, it's too bad somebody didn't get a chance to see Jay Lethal in his heyday.
man,
Y'all would have loved Black Machismo.
I'm not a lot. I didn't get to see a lot of his earlier stuff like ROH, but I seen a lot of his TNA stuff. Loved it.
And TNA is where you would have saw Black Machismo.
Yeah, I seen a lot of it. Man, when he was doing that, he had the voice down, everything. It was just man.
And then he had the legendary woo off with Ric Flair.
Oh yeah, down to the take like the elbow, the on the shoe, on the jackets, like man, the knee drop, going crazy. That's what I'm saying. Certain people show glimpses. Like I know people didn't really like it with LA Knight, and I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if it's something weird about his finisher. I'm gonna be honest.
What the BFT?
Yeah, I don't know if it's the fucking name, if it's the how people sell it. If it's hot, I'm be honest though. What he did at Crown Jewel, that was a pretty clever way to do it. Cause now you adding elements of okay, it's a little RKO-ish, but you could do it out of anywhere, out of nowhere kind of vibe. Like whoa,
Now, this move was oddly similar to Dean Ambrose's original Dirty Deeds.
right? Where he'll put him in like a reverse DDT
No, it
or
was
forward.
almost like a front bulldog type deal,
Yeah,
similar to the BFT.
and just plant them down forward. Yep.
Yeah, he dropped that because he thought that that was doing a little bit too much. I mean, like it wouldn't hurt for Ellen to try something new.
Oh no, it don't. I just feel like, man, I don't
I
know.
I will say this though. Did you watch that triple threat match yet?
Nah,
You have to watch that match. Now again, it took a little while for it to get going, but it was a very flash finish esque, very impressive.
yeah, there's a lot I gotta catch up with right there in that PLE. Cause again, to be transparent with the chat out there, we was making moves and I only got to catch the Bloodline match and the end of the Gunther and Cody match. Rest everything
Or
else
if
was just
anything,
highlights.
just watch the finish of the match. Which again, it was a very flash finish. Andrade's going for something from the ropes. Mello counters it, and then as Mello's feet hits the ground, LA Knight comes in, so they're all shoulder to shoulder, and then he hits the BFT, who hits whatever front move on face plant on Andrade. Mello gets pinned.
That's what I'm saying. That spot right there, I seen that. That to me made his finisher look the most cool it's ever looked. Cause I don't know, it used to be something like I feel like I watched Kevin Owens do the stunner and this BFT, and there's not
This,
many people that can replicate that Stone Cold Stunner vibe. Like
I'll do you one better. This was about as good as we're gonna get as far as when we first donned the RKO, the out of nowhere.
that's what I'm saying. Like it can be that, and I hate to say it because we don't want no gimmick infringement. We don't want him to start taking Randy shit now. But it's like it has something to it. Might have some legs, but it's a very dangerous spot too, though. Like to be honest, like that's why I'm like I don't know how like it's the selling of the move called Mello and Andrade. They can do well, but I've seen the move on other occasions, and I'm like I don't know about this for a finisher.
Try. Can you even do that on Braun? Breaker, Strowman, Bronson Reed, it don't matter.
Then it's not even like when
I don't think you can get the head nowhere close to the head on any of them.
man, it's like when the Big Show had the finish of the WMD,
Yep,
WMD,
the right
WMD.
hand.
Like I don't know, there's just something about it, but yeah, it's like we ain't even get to the finish though of the women's match. Just to spin the block back on that real quick.
Ooh,
Io Sky picks up the victory on the Battle Royal. Oh, but before that though, cause we was getting
ooh.
something before that.
Yes, yes. Let's
Yeah,
bring
we
that
got it.
thing back again.
Yeah, we was
A-
getting.
a- As we
Mm-hmm.
touched on, the two lady Deadpools had themselves a little face off, didn't they?
Yup. And it
It's one of
seemed
those.
very
Oh,
friendly, very superhero esque face off.
we're gonna do this. All right, let's get ready.
What I found out about it though, I'm gonna be honest. I think look, this is what I envisioned happening. Once I seen that they didn't throw out Lyra Valkyria and Io Sky, I told my wifey they fucked up.
Yep.
Once they didn't foot didn't touch the floor, they still on the ropes. I said this is just going like I didn't expect much out of it. So I got hype, but I didn't get hype.
Mm-hmm. And that was one of those. Ooh, you fucked up. So close yet so far.
Now what could have
You
happened?
just pissed it away.
Right. Imagine if now it'd have been hard because in this day we got the HD cameras or everybody on the but look, imagine if we could get the same spot where they got eliminated by Raquel and by Liv, but they already eliminated EO Lyra. So there would have been controversy as to who would have fought Liv. Like now they all four get into a program somehow. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm gonna be honest, I feel like that showdown was for nothing.
But but this this was what could be the silver lining. Can you imagine how pissed off the world would be if you put the tag team titles on Liv and Raquel, the former
Oh,
tag team champions?
I told that to Snake Eyes in my crib when it happened. I said, "Yo,
And
what if?
that's how we sparked the breakup.
Yeah,
If done right, I wouldn't be mad at it.
what if?" And I was
Let,
saying this. Remember, I was saying, what if Jade and Bianca would have went against Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton? But it looked like we going to get it the other way around.
and also, since Rhea's gonna be gone for a minute, again, wish her speedy recovery. But Liv's gonna need something to do.
But what I do see happening is Jade and Bianca possibly costing Liv Morgan the heavyweight championship to Io Sky, and now the women's championship is kind of out of purgatory from Liv Morgan's hand. Not, I mean, but she ain't really
Can you
defending
even call
against
it
Rhea.
purgatory though?
I mean, I ain't really been doing much. But in
She
his
just
love,
beat Rhea.
yeah, it's been in his love story triangle. It didn't really need to be there though. It just,
SummerSlam was only 2.5 months ago.
I think she could have took Dom and everything would have still had the same effects.
Yeah.
And then on top of the fact, she ain't even really take the belt from Rhea Ripley either. Like she costed her, like made her vacate it, yes, but she won from Becky Lynch in that steel cage match.
But she beat her at SummerSlam.
Yeah, but again, she could have beat her with Dom there without the championship.
I'm
In
just
my
saying.
opinion, with where the championship has gone, let's have it.
I think she
Who do
had a
you
match
think?
against she had a match against Zelina. Does she have a third match yet?
I think I could be wrong. I think Nia Jax might have defended the championship more than her, and got it what later than her.
No, she's had about as long.
Nia got hers at SummerSlam.
So did Liv.
Nah, Liv got it at that Raw against Becky Lynch. That's what I'm saying on the steel cage match. That Dom helped her. Remember when he kind of smashed the door into Becky Lynch's head, and that's when the
But she's
real
had it since then. Oh fuck,
yeah
that's right.
yeah bro. That's what I'm saying.
Well, she's had a match against Io. I know that for a fact. She's had 3 title matches at least. She's trying to be the lady of Roman Reigns.
You know what it is. I think I've always said this. I enjoy the more dominant heel. The chicken shit heel. It's fun to a certain degree for me, but in terms of like, I can't say a chicken shit heel except for Roman Reigns, if y'all want to call it that. But it's more family orientated, so it's acceptable for me when he gets help from his
Okay,
family.
no. Dom is the chicken shit heel. Roman is the furthest thing from that.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. People want to compare the help that I'm talking of. Dom is just sleazy, getting in where he fit in. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I felt like that could have. I think Nia Jax though been dominant. Like she's been flattening chicks. She fucking flattened me chin in that trash can. We haven't even seen her. Like she's really been dominating to the point. Like even though albeit by disqualification, if I'm not mistaken, Nia Jax beat the whole big three in that tournament to get to the SummerSlam.
Now,
Like her
real
her chase been more and her run been more impressive to me, Nia Jax. But I can say this: Liv also has captivated us with that storyline, so I'm not ignoring that. That I'm not ignoring. Not gonna ignore that. It's just I also think though, with all of that being said, they did let the right person. I didn't get to see the whole match and what transpired, but I think Liv winning, it adds a little something more to her. You know her little what she got going on right now, her aura.
No, that match wasn't bad. Um, Tiffany did not cash in, unfortunately, and then that kind of pissed the people off a little bit.
Yeah, if we placing bets, I'm not gonna lie. That's like placing a bet on one of your stars to drop 20 and he don't even enter the game. I'm talking a light 20. Like this was very doable. This was like an easy 20 points we could have got right here. And dude just sat out the game. Like, you know what? Nah, we good. We don't even need it. We got this.
Yeah. Also, I think this was the first time where she did not wear something that was predominantly pink.
Where's Tiffany Stratton from?
I want to say New York or Boston. Let me see. She's from Prior Lake, Minnesota.
Okay. I'm just trying to see if they was trying to set her up for like a hometown cash in or something. Like, but
Well,
I
I
don't.
can't imagine she's not that far from Canada.
Right. Cause it's like, okay, she could win over there, but will it really, like for her, like maybe it'll mean more to cash
HD.
in, win
Her
over
music
here.
hitting got her a fucking standing ovation.
That's what I'm saying. This is a missed opportunity, bro.
Like, I was not expecting her to get that letter pop in Saudi Arabia of all places.
Very missed opportunity there. Um,
And then the crowd was legit mad that they didn't get the cash in.
I kind of was disappointed too once I like communicated with you, my wifey, and got news that she ain't even cashed in. I'm just like, well, there goes that.
But also, to a degree, I kind of think Triple H was probably surprised that that reaction was as loud as it was. Because, like I said, this show seems like they're definitely testing the waters. Like, okay, yeah, you guys want a WrestleMania, but could you guys handle a WrestleMania? Okay, we made a lot of progress today.
Not gonna lie, again with the Monday Night Raw tonight, even though it was taped,
And again, they could handle a Mania and a Raw after Mania.
I was just about to get to that point. This felt like a Raw after Mania to me because of the setup, the four pillars. Whenever I see four pillars, you only see that at a WrestleMania, MetLife kind of setup or
I didn't even notice
outdoor.
that, to be honest, at first.
Yeah, like like you said, it was the same setup from the PLE. So I'm like, wow, they in the same venue,
So
and if I'm not mistaken, the Kings and Queen of the Ring venue wasn't so. Oh my God, like I think this Riyadh venue like really popped to me. The way it was just set up, lit up, everything. It had some pop to it.
what do you bet? 2 to 5 years, Mania will be in Saudi.
Yeah, because the thing is, which
Actually,
I,
I'll say 7 years, and they'll have a stadium built just for WrestleMania with over 100,000 people.
I
I
could
won't put
see
it
that
past
too.
them.
I could see them bringing in NXT in there and like that being NXT one of
Let's talk
NXT's bigger
about
shows.
that.
Yeah, he got the crowd was chanting at the kickoff, the Crown Jewel kickoff. They're chanting NXT. They were chanting a couple things, but NXT was amongst one of the things they were chanting. And Triple H said, "Oh, you guys want that? We're gonna have to talk to Sean about it." Imagine they do a 3-day weekend where, or yeah, actually, you could do a 3-day weekend where you have WrestleMania day one and then NXT day two.
So their the contract that they're currently wrapping up from back then was what 100 million a show or something like that. Some crazy number. Watch this one be $1 billion a show for the new contract. Can you imagine?
Also, I feel like with the last two shows, them bringing the SmackDown to them and them bringing the Monday Night Raw is keeping them up to date with the product. Like I'm not sure how up to date with the product. But we was talking about this where from the requests they were making before, it seemed like they were living in the Attitude Era, or that's some of the things they wanted, and they getting more
Ev-
familiar with the up to date speed of what we doing.
Okay, with this crowd, which shocked the hell out of me, if you had a song that had lyrics to it, they were singing it word for word. Randy's song got played 3 times in a row before his ass got in the fucking ring, and they were not. They were still singing the song word for word.
I mean, yo, Bianca Belair came out tonight, and you seen some of the guys like going crazy.
Yeah,
Like you had the grown men in attendance going crazy to her song. Like
and
they
a
up
few
to
years ago,
date.
this wouldn't have happened.
Mm-mm. That's another thing too. Shout out to WWE for fake making history tonight. That kind of like I'm pretty sure people gonna talk about, but I want to talk about it here on Unwelcome Your Thoughts Off the Hip. This this might have been the most women competitors in one match, I'm sure, in Saudi.
Ju- Just this weekend, shit.
And in this one match alone, like insane. Just like it was just crazy, and all of them had fire outfits, dope. I mean, the one that looked funny was Maxine. I guess because maybe she probably got, or maybe it was done purposely, like you said, because
Well,
it did feel very
her wearing
cosplay.
Otis's shirt.
Yeah, it felt very like that first match with Natalia and Lacey Evans. Like, damn, the long shirt thing.
Yeah, but again, that could have been just for a laugh. Who knows?
No, yeah, but once you pointed out the fact that she was dressed like Cena, I was trying to
It
figure
it
out why
it
her
did it
colors
did
look.
kind of give me Cena vibes. I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah. So I mean, again, shout
and I
out to
mean
them
that
for
in a
doing that.
flattering way.
Yeah, they up to date with the programming. Again, it was a fire match, so they showed out with that. What was the? You remember what was the next thing that happened on Raw?
Let's double check my notes real quick.
Cause I know the other segment that happened on Raw tonight that popped out to me, but I don't want to jump all over the place if we're not there yet.
Oh, it was that lovely segment that we got with the New Day
Yep.
discussing last week's loss. It was getting a little spicy at Kofi again,
Hmm.
saying you dropped the ball.
I want some reverse shit to happen out of this. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want like what it's looking like, the way just by body language and how he's reacting. Kofi Kingston look like he getting tired of Xavier Woods shit, and I want Kofi Kingston to put it on him one time. You know what I'm saying? Like if he could show out and go crazy, just the way like everything transpiring between them.
Would you do that or have E pull up on him? Really tug at the cords.
I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet. To be
Same
honest,
here.
like and like you said, do they have a match at Survivor Series? I think that'd be a perfect time if we're gonna have Big E. Like he do be on the kickoff shows. Like give us some insight as to what's going
You
on.
give them a match or whatever. It gets a little funky. E comes out because he's concerned for both of his two friends, and Woods just takes out Woods in front of him. Like the Santa friendly fight. This is a fade.
Yeah, cause I mean, again, he's a big part of their. He was the original member, big part of a lot of their tag team success. I'm surprised he's not here to mediate things. Even be like we understand he's injured, but he if he's not cleared, I'm surprised to the very least he hasn't been there to speak on what's been going on. I'm kind of surprised they kind of glossing over like it could add it'll be a throw under the bus to Odyssey Jones, but
Until we get the info, that might be mum's the word.
no, but I'm saying like a reference to like Xavier could be like, look, man, you even try to bring somebody in and
Well,
it
Woods
hit
already said that to him though.
in terms of like him not fizzling after the.
Like
I know
he
he said
already,
it to him probably like a week after this dude disappeared or whatever. Like, oh, you try to replace Big E,
yeah,
but now that Odyssey's really not here, like, you know what I'm saying? To me, it'd be like, okay, you could really add to that just by mentioning it again if he wanted to, but they kind of went away from all of that.
yeah. But I think at some point you between now, even before Survivor Series, it wouldn't hurt to bring Big E in on it
Yeah, I mean, I would love for that to happen. I'm there with you.
because that would add a whole hell of a lot to this.
I would love for that to happen for real.
But
Was it? Did we get
but
something else in that same segment, or am I jumping too far ahead? 'Cause I feel like it was a backstage segment where we got something, and I don't know if you know that's something I'm talking about.
we got a little VHS action.
Ah, man, I'm not gonna lie. This shit right here picked up legs. I had to see it in full force, and I don't know if it's intended to be funny or not, but Bo Dallas,
I think it's only funny because of the we know the parties involved.
bro,
But once again, another masterpiece.
screaming. Like, bro, when I'm telling you this was the funniest shit I've ever seen from the Miz, bro.
Hold on, the man got kidnapped. That ain't no funny business.
Bro, most funniest shit ever. You know what make it funny though? The fucking camera work though. That's what make it funny. That's what make it funny though to me. Like it's really like, yeah, now we're really about to torture homie. Like you have you sitting in this chair, taped up. You gonna think about it, you gonna reflect. But me and Snake Eyes had some interesting theories with that.
Fire away.
He mentions what if they keep him for a while and he joins them, and then I remind him of when that happened with Daniel Bryan, with Randy Orton. Like this could be one of them scenarios where
You
Miz,
mean when he wore the overalls?
yep, it could be one of those scenarios. Have his own mask over his head, similar to one of the other ones.
Now with that, who comes to his rescue? Our Truth or Braun Strowman? Yeah,
See now the thing is, and this is with no disrespect to any of them, the times that it happened with Daniel Bryan and with Randy Orton, it led to the big match. Can we do the same with Miz and Bo Dallas? Can Miz play along and ultimately, because I also, this is another thing I shot told with Snakes. What it, and I think I spoke about this months ago before they debut. What if who they come across are meant to come out stronger? Like what if, yeah, we supposed to instill fear in them, but also with doing that they overcome certain things, right, and become a stronger. I feel like Chad Gable, like what harm was done to Chad Gable other than physical harm? Like mentally, he still got a team. He got a stronger team.
well, I'm just thinking as far as your theory. This would determine if this character has legs moving forward. Should we go down that road? The question is, how long do you let this simmer? Could
I'm not.
this possibly make it to WrestleMania?
See, now we have room. Remember when we was feeling a little bored with the VHS tapes?
Hmm.
I think
Well,
now there's
you
room
were
for it again. Man, it was just like, okay, you're gonna show us the same thing. You done showed us everybody's origin story. Then,
Then
like,
you extended the origin stories.
yeah, like it was like, all right. But now they giving us somebody kidnapped. That's like, okay, I might want to tune in to see next week. What are y'all doing to this guy? Like, is he in the same room? Y'all move him somewhere? Like,
Now, again, keep in mind, again, if this is to go to manual the way, you can afford to miss a couple weeks for the videos,
oh yeah.
assuming that the void will be filled with likely bloodline stuff.
And it gives
Because
everybody a
as we saw
chance to,
today, and what's
train
likely
and
to
work.
come from now or the next few months, the bloodline will be featured on Monday and Fridays. You're welcome, USA. Here's our gift to you on the way out. You get
Man,
double the dose.
that's crazy. It's a beautiful thing what's going on with WWE and SmackDown right there. And first though, the reason I say SmackDown because I remember there was really a time where they were considered like the B show. I think they both right there, both now recognized as obviously some people gonna hold Monday Night Raw as that regard. Been a flagship show for a while, but SmackDown did a good job over the last 5 years cementing themselves. Like,
Now I'm curious as to, in less than 60, or no, in about a little over 60 days, what show will the bloodline stay on? USA or Netflix? Because remember, we are 2 months away.
I feel like at some point you could even, I mean, like if they really wanted to, they could keep them on both. But if you're talking exclusively, then yeah, one gotta stay.
Will
But
we
it
get
wouldn't need a damage
exclusivity?
stage. What the Rock did, probably. I mean, they probably got the exception. They could probably do what they want. Like yeah, we giving y'all them, but when we need them to do something else, you can't be mad. Like kind of vibe. Like yeah, you got them for every whatever's agreed to every Monday for the months going forward. But when we need them, these amount of Fridays out the year,
But also, will Raw still technically be live?
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. That's another thing. I've been speaking about that with this delay live thing they doing. I think they really comfortable with that format. And
And
as
again, like, so with that being said, do you have the show the night before, so that way it's ready to go by midnight? How do you go about it?
man,
So that's gonna take some getting used to.
what if what if they had to start filming from like a studio location
Possible.
and Raw only goes on the road a few times out the year, or they only go on the road
Aren't they
on
getting a new
PLEs.
performance center? Or is that not anytime soon?
I'm not sure, but WWE is so good in the game right now. They're like that schedule they released, the Europe tour heading to WrestleMania, the fact that so many Raw and SmackDowns are gonna be done overseas is wild to me. Like, if they really get comfortable with this format, like like us American fans, we got to step our game up, really show why we want
Or
this
just think
product
about it.
here.
They can literally be in a different city every day, be in one city and every day of the year. So
Right.
New York will only get it once a year. I'll get it once a year, or maybe every other year.
I mean, for us, that's how it's been feeling. Like, yeah, we'll get two out the year, maybe technically, or three, depending on how you want to try. If you want to count the live, but it used to feel like,
At one point, you were there every month.
yeah, it felt like it. Especially when, the very first Raw was out of New York. Like this was the home territory, the home base.
Yeah,
So for us, it when it left us regularly, we felt it. Damn. And then you make the Barclays Center, for me, somebody who grew up going to Madison Square Garden, it's kind of a different vibe. Like I enjoy going to Barclays shows, but I just know when they in MSG is gonna be a different show, bro.
because it's home.
Yeah, it's just yeah, like they doing things different. They doing things special. So yeah, it's good for the business, but us as fans, we gotta like not
It's
take things for
bittersweet.
granted while they're here. Like road to WrestleMania. I mean, we talking about road to WrestleMania. That's next month, and or I should say in the next 2 months we head in there, and John Cena's tour, his retirement tour, the dates should be starting around that time period.
It starts the first Netflix, so January 6th.
So
Again, we are 60 days away at
pot-
least.
so potentially a few of his appearances might not even be on. And like we might not even be able to see that here if you like you said you one of these cities that's accustomed to getting these shows. One of them
He may
Cena
not be
dates.
coming to your city. It's facts.
Yeah,
And if he is coming to your city, I advise buy early. Because
right.
again, the
Correct,
last time is now.
correct.
So we already know it'll be that first Raw, Elimination Chamber, Mania, SummerSlam, maybe Survivor Series. Wherever those cities would be, we can count on him for those. Other shows, don't hold your breath.
Mm. What else happened on Raw tonight? What else? I feel like
But
we had
after
that. We
that,
eventually had the match.
with against
Yep.
what do you call them? The Viking Raiders. Is that what they're called now?
The War Raiders.
War Raiders. That's what they're. Yeah. Again, beat the shit out of Woods.
Yeah.
Let's just call it what it was.
Cause Woods is foolish. That's why.
And then we get to the meat and potatoes of it all. The explanation, as we touched on earlier in the show. Sammy comes out, followed by Jay. Jay asks him, I need you to tell me, was it on purpose, yes or no? Then out comes Jimmy, Big Jim. You can cut the tension with a knife. But I know you had a few specific topics on this conversation as well.
I mean, for me, again, just spinning back on what they was talking about, I just like that Sammy highlighted the fact that him and Jim were cool because I was hoping that's something that we ain't gloss over. Like, you know what I'm saying? In terms of like, I felt like there was a little things getting lost in translation with the storyline. Like I always said, why we always acting like Jay wasn't mad at Sammy, you know what I'm saying? We always acting like they was cool since he came to Raw. And I think Sammy was probably one of the first people that looked at him and gave him a steer and told him it's all right. Like, you know what
And
I'm saying?
then we were told the name.
Man, I see Jimmy Uso, I see Jay Uso, and I see Sammy. Ooh, so I thought it was done perfectly. I thought it was fire. Um,
And just look on Jimmy's face like, don't you do it. Don't you, swear to God, don't you do it.
yeah, for me it was dope, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
But he's asked, He asked him to come to SmackDown. Let the four of us discuss this, OTC included. So
Mm-hmm.
as we prep for SmackDown, all eyes will be on that moment because for the first time since maybe even before maybe Elimination Chamber that they've all been in the ring together.
That's right.
So we better see some shit, folks, as far as that.
Yeah, nah, shit about this. Whew, shit is
But
definitely about to heat up.
I also anticipate Solo trying to put his 2 cents in too. Maybe not in the ring, maybe on the side, right either right before or right after.
Yeah.
But man, once we heard the Sammy Uso chants and he was called then Sammy Uso,
Nah, everybody erupted. They was chanting that before it even happened. Like the crowd seen the writing on the wall. Shout out to the Saudi fans. Like they really up to date. Like I'm gonna be honest, and shout out to their government, their country for letting the kids come out and enjoy the show. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how like who buy what over it, but I remember like at first when they was first going over their first few shows, you had the men in power popping out, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And they was showing out. So like you see more of I don't want to say they actual fans and they weren't, but like you see like you said, they singing these
it's
songs, man.
becoming a more westernized audience.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't even at this point they shitting on Western. Like I think this is global thing. Like this ain't what we started was obnoxious stuff. We started like stupid stuff, fucking beach balls for the wrong reason. This is boring chants. Like what during people's promos. Like we made noise for the wrong reasons. I'm gonna just be honest. There was very few times where I'm gonna be honest. The only chant that this is awesome, oversaturated, used in matches it shouldn't have been in, and in matches it should have been. They ain't yell it loud enough. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I didn't say how far west they went. Europe is still to the west of them, fool.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like this is global. This is global, bro. Like this shit, man. It's a real reach to like everywhere, north, south. Like it's not that shit is real global, bro. Because just one sided of like the biggest cities, we not making that noise no more. We'll make the noise, but not through a duration of a show like they
Okay,
did.
outside of maybe Chicago, but Philly, New York, where?
I think Philly could be a raucous crowd. New York could be a very disrespectful crowd.
But they're both so loud and active.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. We making noise for the wrong reasons. Like there's times where the other crowds, they're just like showing love, paying homage, doing what they're hyping up the performers. Like sometimes the crowds feel like I've heard I forgot what talent I heard say it, but like don't try to become part of the show with the chants. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the cheers and the boos is but when you start doing other stuff, it's like it's crazy. Like I think fuck you solo has been probably the most appropriate unappropriate thing we've done, right? And did that even start here? It might have been overseas. To be honest, it might have been at that backlash show in France.
Again, as quick as Solo's time through the ranks, it could have been anywhere. Because the minute he took Paul, you knew shit was on. But as we segue back to Raw, I want your honest thoughts on this match. 'Cause I thought this is my favorite match of the night, and that was Chad Gable and Dragon Lee.
Um, be honest, it was random for me. It was I really don't know what to think. Like it was cool to a degree of like, okay, I never really seen them tangle it up that I can remember. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But it did nothing for me. I see um Michael Cole's funny. He called her Lady Liberty. See Lady Liberty out there with Zelina. which then causes Rey Mysterio to come out. Maybe we get some more tags in between the Creed brothers and LWO. I could see that happening. Maybe the one on between Zelina and Ivy now. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
But
for storyline perspective, they have had beef in the past, supposedly whatever. But again, I enjoy the overall commentary of this match because again, from the Lady Liberty line to the stuff in the very end, like Graves and Cole were just on gear, and the match was nice and smooth. Dragon Lee took some insane spots from getting tossed off the apron onto the floor to I think giving Gable a very awkward power bomb. I thought the match was great all across the board, even to the finish with Gable winning by his usual bullshit.
yep.
But again, it's always nice when you get the two guys like that don't get that much time. They gave them lengthy time as well, so just reminding folks what they can do.
This is
Then
one of
on,
these things. If it's gonna lead to great exhibition matches, I'm with it. But I know there's no real and for me, I mean, right now there's no story in place, so there's no money in place for me in terms of like,
yeah,
yeah, they're gonna put on some great matches, but there's no real like, I'm not investing into what's going on
I
yet.
think today was probably a feeler of is there still something there, and it showed there's a little something there still.
Hmm. Yeah, they could definitely get something out them two factions, American Made and LWO. Like you could, I mean, we could see Chad enter JBL territory, right? Or
Get
like,
Joaquin Wild the fuck out of that faction.
I mean. I've always questioned why he was in there and not Bobby Lashley. I mean, you know, said Seth should be in there, Cody. Like,
The man's from the Philippines. But again, Ray picked him. I didn't.
I mean, dude's talented, but it's just like he got no character for real. Like, I'm be honest, like the most I seen from him was that DJ stuff he was doing in
I was gonna say
TNA.
you didn't watch him in TNA, huh?
Nah, that shit was kind of dope. I kind of fuck, but yeah, again, he was young, he was babyface. He was like, I mean, he's babyface
You want
now.
no
That's
baby?
different. Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, he was really like young in the face. Like, that's what I mean. Like, he was really clean shaven, not no bit of oldness to him. Like, but now it's like, okay, I could see you kind of like you should be in a lane where you got a more of a character. Even the other dude kind of don't got no character, but at least you see he's fucking Mexican, right? Like, you know, like, okay,
Get
uh,
him back with Robert Stone.
the Del Toro dude, like, you know, like he Mexican. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you could get him with Robert Stone. They could do some fashion or some like agency type shit, like facts, like
No,
Robert
them and
Stone and
EC3
Chelsea
were a
Green.
faction in TNA.
Yeah, and even what Robert Stone was doing with Chelsea Green, like over in NXT and whatever they was doing earlier, like, you know what I'm saying? He got motion. Shit crazy.
Well, that just leaves our very clunky main event. The fatal four to determine Gunther's number one contender. But before I get into that, you happen to catch a Gunther and Ludwig segment right before.
Oh, no, I didn't catch most of it, but I seen Ludwig's face.
Ooh, Gunther tore his ass a new one.
Nah, I ain't
But
even. Oh, I gotta go back and
but
watch
before
that.
that, he showed Cody love on Saturday. He said, "Hey, he's a better man. You got me. I Sheamus is one of the best in the world. He's Sheamus. I mean, of course, a great opponent. Damian Priest, excellent champion. I look forward to a rematch with him. Seth Rollins, great champion. Look forward to him. And then Dom.
Mm,
But he says, hey, like I've been slacking. I'm paraphrasing. I've been slacking. I gotta get back on my game. And then he turns to Ludwig. We all have to get into our game. But then when he mentioned Sheamus, saying how he's a good champ, a good fighter, and all that stuff, he looks at Ludwig. You were supposed to take care of that.
mm.
So they're teasing a little dissension between Ludwig and Gunther, which I'm all here for. I think that would be special.
I mean, I've been wanting some. You know what I'm saying? I honestly thought Ludwig would have costed Gunther something, maybe inadvertently or on purpose at Crown. But I like again what you putting me on to. I like what I'm hearing, and all I seen was Ludwig's face after Gunther walk away. So I kind of knew by the facial expressions there was something going on between them. You know what I'm saying?
And the ring general was on him like white on rice.
Hmm.
So
Which
we
again, that's like leadership though, right? Like I can't be mad if that's the type of shit I want. Maybe not now. Again, he should be doing what, like you said, Roman should have did with Jay, give him that pat on the back and things would be well. But
but he used to get that pat on the back. The pat on the back
mhm.
has been gone since they booted Giovanni out. Now it's like, hey, I've been dropping the ball. You've been dropping the ball. This is
Yeah,
about to
I
get
mean,
good, and folks don't even know it yet.
I kind of referenced. I didn't say that about this particular case, but I referenced the Sami Zayn thing. You know what I'm saying? When I said Ludwig lost to Sami Zayn, why should I take Ludwig any serious now? And that's kind of one of those instances where like Gunther sent him to handle something, and you kind of folded. Then he had to go take care of that himself. So what use do you really have for the man at this point? Not the I'm just being blunt. Like if we talking about like you lingering around and like you know what I'm saying? What do you like? You just living off the Imperium name right now, Ludwig. Like
I'll get to that. So at the PLE, and I think I was the PLE or was this current Raw, but anyways, they touched on Sheamus. Oh, they're in Raw. They asked Sheamus on him being in this number contendership and all that stuff. He touched on facing Ludwig and gave Ludwig his props, and also hinted at, hey, like he could probably whoop Gunther's ass at any point in time. He took me to my limit. So folks are little by little they're planting the seeds that, hey, Ludwig, yeah, he's of a smaller stature, but if Sheamus is saying he can kick his ass, then I believe Sheamus. So we shall see where this goes. But how'd you feel about the main event?
I mean, the main event to me was kind of like it would have been cool if what we thought was gonna happen, which Dominic would have weaseled his way into the main event spot, would have been cool,
That
especially
would have been
like
hilarious.
yeah. But again, with the feeling of for me, the feeling of like, okay, Damian Priest just announced a few weeks ago that he coming for Gunther, kind of one, why they having this match, and then two, he's one of the participants in this match. Maybe this is their way of justifying, like, oh well, he earned the opportunity, like, you know what I'm saying? And I guess I'm okay with that, but it didn't make me feel any like way about the match. Like, oh, again, this is why I don't like multi-man matches because they haven't been a clean multi-man match in a while. We seen Bronson Reed come out, destroy people. Which that's cool to see. Don't get me wrong, it's a cool sight to be seen. But this is we talking about a heavyweight championship opportunity on the line in this match. We don't need none of this going on right now. To be and again, it makes me feel so. If Bronson Reed would have beat um Seth Rollins, does he get put in that match? Like that's how he feels. Like you know what I'm saying? I don't like this is his way. He got to be put back on the map again. Like you feel me? So I'm just like I feel indifferent about it sometimes when I'm thinking about this match. Like in the moment, it's cool. I get to see my man Damian Priest come out with the victory, but I feel like there's always controversy surrounding his victories, bro. Like it can't just be like
But real quick segue back to Dominic. Should he have won the match? You know who we didn't really see today
who that?
in Judgment Day business? Finn, JD, or Carlito.
Yeah, that's weird, right?
So could you imagine if Dom would have stole the win? How much that would have further pissed off Finn Balor to where he then has these little hidden talks with Liv, like things aren't going the way we talked about it. This wasn't part of the plan. I'm just saying, I don't. I wouldn't have cared if Dom got his ass up by Gunther on the random Raw setting this up, but it would have been some decent TV.
I mean, I found it odd
You
that
you, you still could have got the Priest for
yeah,
Survivor Series on the way.
yeah, I found it odd that they pushing more of Priest and like I see more out of Dom and Priest than Dom other than Priest and Finn. Like I don't understand what they waiting for with that. Like
They see something specific in someone. I don't know which one they're looking at though.
I'm not gonna lie, the Dom is a young fresh superstar though. Like that's another thing. Like Finn, I'm not knocking Finn's age. Like he's great for his age, but like we know he up there in age, so there's more upside with Dom probably. And you know, I mean, there's no excuse though, because Damien is up there in age too. But like you said, somebody sees something in
Is
that chemistry.
Dom
Man.
even 30 yet?
20 years in the business, baby. Well, no, man's got longevity in the business. But yeah, I mean,
He's 27. Oh man,
that's what I'm
27
saying.
years old. Arguably the number one heel, or as of what happened with New Japan, but that's one of the story. Okay, he's one of the top 3 heels in the world in professional wrestling, and he's now essentially had Rhea, Liv, and Tiffany fight over him. Ray, your kid's done pretty good for himself.
Yeah, he is.
Or Eddie, he's done good. Well, I'm just saying, like, it would have been damn funny if he would have won that match. It's a shame. Hopefully, he'll get another shot, a crack at it, because I honestly wouldn't be mad at watching Dom versus Gunther for shits and giggles. I would
So it's
find it.
like, do we want to see Priest and Gunther again though? Like,
I wouldn't be mad at it.
because I feel like this is gonna be chance again for them to continue the foolery on Damian Priest. Like I see Finn getting involved, the Dom cost to him.
Yeah,
That's what I'm afraid of there.
there's, there's not much left they can do though, unless it's how they kick Carlito out and Carlito sides with Priest. I don't really know what else they could do. But we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit surprised that we're still continuing Bronson Reed and Seth Rollins right now. But okay.
Yeah, I'm good on that too. I'm gonna be honest.
I mean, wasn't bad. It was good. It was just all
No,
right.
I just feel like I don't want to waste Seth's like he's just coming back off injuries and we put him in these like you know what I'm saying?
Unless this ends with, not call me crazy. Unless this ends with Bronson Reed as IC champion by Mania, what are we doing this for?
Man. So I'm saying like we just building his name up to just have him as a monster basically. Like
But I do find it refreshing that him and Jacob Fatu to a degree are getting like that Brock Lesnar, I feel no pain type deal.
that no sell, yeah.
Hey, no, he'll sell it, but shake it off.
The recovery mode is
Yeah, I'm
crazy,
good.
right? Yeah,
That hurt like a bitch, but I'm good now.
yeah. Nah, I get what you mean. Facts.
Because at the end of that match with Seth Rollins, there's a visual where after he gave him the super curb stomp before that, he gave him a stomp on the stairs again. And after the match ended, Bronson was standing straight up, and you can read said lips saying, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Yeah, I seen that. That's tough.
And that created this incredible visual of Bronson standing there, damn near fresh as a daisy. Yeah, a little bit of blood come out of his head, but he's like, he can still go 20 more minutes if you want him to.
It felt real, Sub doing that mouth in there, like it did. I'm not gonna lie.
The one thing I didn't like about that match was I feel that Seth should have been selling the injuries from earlier in the week. Like have his ribs taped or something very lightly, anything like
Yeah,
that.
no,
That's
I heard. Yeah, I've
my only
heard
critique about
that.
that.
Yeah,
Just like today, should have been selling something. But I guess
yeah, and this is one night removed. Like even though we seen it on Monday, this is like they taped this the next day, so it's like again the usage of Seth right now is like I understand he's a fucking star, like his steam, but like I don't know if it was me and I'm booking my GM WWE, he might be 90 popularity, but I might ease up on my
he
use
hurt and he in that dark orange red mode.
for real, bro. Like I might have just, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what cards they using and paying him with. Like, you know how you got the cards that healed him up and all this shit in the game, but like, man, they
I
got him out
mean,
there.
if you think about it, Becky and Beckett, she too busy spending that money that they're throwing at him.
For real. I mean, I ain't mad at it
And
though,
she
cause
probably saying it's either I spend your money or give me another kid.
he put on for sure.
And she'll just say, "Don't worry, your hospital bills are paid for. You'll be all right." But yeah, that wraps up this very interesting Raw. This Wednesday we have NXT 2300.
Wednesday?
Yep,
Okay. That's
Don Marie
different.
will be there. Bully Ray will be tag teaming with Trick Williams, I believe, and Don Marie will be a special guest referee for a match with Jada Parker and Lola Vice. And Ava Rain has a very important announcement to make on that show as well.
Okay, we gotta see what that's about.
And that will be taking on the public statement from the Hurt Syndicate.
Mm. So Wednesday they head to head.
Yep.
NXT's in Philly.
hmm
About to be a landslide.
We'll see what other NXT originals show up. There's been a lot of clamoring for that. People want our boy Joey Styles to make a return to WWE
Oh my god.
because it's the ECW arena. You got to bring the boys back. Uh, did you happen to catch NXT last week?
Nah.
So Tony D'Angelo received a call from a certain somebody. Word through the streets that he received a call from Nunzio.
Oh shit.
So again, hope there's a lot of what ifs that could happen in a couple days. It's gonna be a
Oh
fun
yeah.
show.
The legend's gonna be out there for sure. Now that sounds like it's about to be lit.
And
But yeah,
then Friday, I guess we can call it the family reunion. I don't know what else to call it.
the family sanction. Shit
Or
gotta get
that, yeah.
sanctioned. Things gotta get sanctioned. Facts. Like we gotta get things in order, law and order time. Nobody's on trial, it's just a sanction, like that we gonna get
The
the
family
sanction.
intervention or something. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, I can't wait to that. Look forward to that.
And that's gonna be in Buffalo.
I gotta see how far Buffalo is, but
I'm screaming.
yeah. Curious.
I'm guessing at least 3.5 hours.
Yeah, I mean maybe. I never went to Buffalo, even though I live in New York, but I never no reason for me to go over there, so I never went. But yeah, that brings us to our conclusion. Y'all see the QR code above Razor right there. That's gonna lead y'all to the song we're gonna wrap up with right here. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all. Unwelcome your thoughts Off the Hip. It's been another episode. Y'all stay tuned for more projects we got coming up. I'm gonna let this shit ride out.
Off the hip. Chilling at the head of the table where the bosses sit, stunning everything in sight. Whether it's in the bloodline or corporate, walk me out the arena, big smile, handcuffed by officers. Hold on, wait, I think they lost the script. We got some shooters, pow, it's off the hip. We got some shooters, pow, it's off the hip. Chilling at the head of the table where the bosses sit, stunning everything in sight. Whether it's in the bloodline or corporate, walk me out the arena, big smile, handcuffed by officers.
Hold on, wait.
I think they lost the script. We got some shooters. Pow, pow, this off the hip. Pow, this off the hip. This, pow, this. Chilling at the head of the table where the bosses sit, stunning everything in sight. Whether it's in the bloodline or corporate, walk me out.